Hello, Jack. I have been thinking a lot about how small daily habits can completely transform a person's life over time. And I truly believe that developing healthy habits is one of the most powerful ways to improve not only our physical health, but also our mental well being, productivity, confidence, and overall happiness.
I completely agree with you, Mary, because many people spend their time looking for quick solutions to improve their lives. But they often forget that lasting success usually comes from simple, healthy habits that are practiced consistently every single day, even when motivation is low or progress seems slow.
One healthy habit that has made a huge difference in my life is waking up early every morning because it gives me extra time to organize my thoughts, plan my day carefully, enjoy a peaceful start, and avoid the stress that often comes from rushing through everything at the last minute.
That is a great habit, Mary. And I think another life-changing habit is regular exercise because it helps strengthen the body, increase energy levels, improve mood, reduce stress, and build the self-discipline that people need to achieve their goals in many different areas of life.
I also believe that eating nutritious food is extremely important because the food we eat directly affects our energy, concentration, health, and even our emotions, which is why choosing healthy meals can have a positive impact on nearly every aspect of our daily lives.
You are absolutely right, and I have learned that drinking enough water throughout the day is another simple but powerful habit because staying hydrated helps the body function properly, improves focus, supports good health, and prevents unnecessary fatigue.
Another habit that many people underestimate is getting enough sleep every night because quality sleep allows the body and mind to recover, improves memory and concentration, and helps people wake up feeling refreshed and ready to face new challenges.
I agree completely, and I think limiting time spent on social media can also change a person's life because it reduces distractions, increases productivity, and allows people to focus more on their personal growth, relationships, and important goals.
Reading books regularly is another wonderful habit because it expands knowledge, improves communication skills, develops critical thinking, and exposes us to new ideas that can inspire positive changes in our lives.
That is very true, Mary. And I would also add that practicing gratitude every day can have a powerful effect on our mindset because it helps us focus on what we have instead of constantly worrying about what we lack, which leads to greater happiness and emotional balance.
I have noticed that people who set clear goals and review them regularly are often more successful because they have a clear direction, stay motivated, and make better decisions that move them closer to the future they want to create.
Another important habit is surrounding yourself with positive and supportive people, because the people around us influence our thoughts, attitudes, behaviors, and expectations more than we sometimes realize.
I think learning something new every day is also essential because continuous learning helps us grow as individuals, adapt to change, develop new skills, and create more opportunities for success in both our personal and professional lives.
You are right, Mary, and perhaps the most important lesson is that changing your life does not require dramatic actions overnight because even small healthy habits, when practiced consistently over months and years, can lead to extraordinary results that once seemed impossible.
Exactly, Jack, and that is why people should focus on making gradual improvements every day because every positive habit, no matter how small it may seem at first, is a step toward becoming healthier, happier, more confident, and more successful in the future.
In conclusion, healthy habits such as exercising regularly, eating nutritious food, getting enough sleep, staying hydrated, reading books, practicing gratitude, managing time wisely, and continuously learning can truly transform a person's life and help them reach their full potential.
One thing that I have realized over the years is that many people give up on healthy habits because they expect immediate results. But the truth is that the most meaningful transformations happen slowly and quietly through daily actions that may seem insignificant at first, yet eventually create remarkable improvements in health, confidence, discipline, and overall quality of life.
That is such an important point, Mary, because when people focus only on quick results, they often become discouraged and stop trying. Whereas those who understand the value of patience and consistency are much more likely to stay committed to their healthy routines and experience long-term success that lasts for years rather than just a few weeks.
Another healthy habit that can completely change a person's life is learning how to manage stress effectively, because chronic stress can negatively affect physical health, emotional well being, relationships, and productivity, While healthy stress management techniques such as meditation, deep breathing, exercise, and spending time in nature can help people maintain balance and inner peace even during difficult periods.
I completely agree. And I also think that developing strong self-discipline is one of the most valuable habits anyone can build because motivation comes and goes depending on circumstances and emotions. But self-discipline allows people to continue making good decisions and taking positive actions even on days when they do not feel motivated or inspired.
Furthermore, maintaining a positive attitude can significantly improve a person's life because people who focus on solutions instead of problems, opportunities instead of obstacles, and growth instead of limitations are often better equipped to overcome challenges, adapt to change, and achieve their personal goals despite setbacks and difficulties.
That is absolutely true, Mary, because our mindset influences the way we interpret situations, respond to challenges, and interact with others, which means that cultivating optimism and resilience can have a profound impact on both personal happiness and long-term success in every area of life.
I also believe that taking time to reflect on your progress regularly is an extremely beneficial habit because it allows you to recognize your achievements, learn from your mistakes, adjust your strategies when necessary, and stay focused on the goals that matter most to you instead of becoming distracted by temporary difficulties or external pressures.
And perhaps one of the greatest healthy habits of all is understanding that self-improvement is a lifelong journey rather than a destination, because there is always something new to learn, a skill to develop, a habit to strengthen, or a challenge to overcome. And people who embrace continuous growth often lead more fulfilling, meaningful, and successful lives.
The beautiful thing about healthy habits is that they not only improve one aspect of life, but often create a positive chain reaction that influences many other areas, meaning that a single habit such as exercising regularly can increase energy levels, improve mental health, boost confidence, enhance productivity, and encourage other healthy choices throughout the day.
Exactly, Mary, and that is why anyone who wants to change their life should remember that lasting success is not built through occasional moments of greatness, but through countless small positive decisions repeated consistently over time, eventually creating a stronger, healthier, wiser, and more successful version of themselves.
I think one of the most powerful lessons that people can learn is that every healthy choice they make today is actually an investment in their future. Because the habits that seem small and unimportant in the present moment often become the foundation of a healthier body, a stronger mind, greater emotional stability, and a more successful and fulfilling life many years later. Which is why it is so important to remain committed to positive routines, even when the benefits are not immediately visible.
That is an excellent point, Mary, because many individuals underestimate the cumulative effect of daily actions, not realizing that every healthy meal, every workout session, every hour of quality sleep, every page of a good book, and every productive decision contributes little by little to a larger transformation that becomes increasingly noticeable over time, eventually leading to remarkable improvements that once seemed completely out of reach.
Another life-changing habit that deserves more attention is learning how to protect your time from unnecessary distractions. Because time is one of the few resources that can never be recovered once it has been lost. And people who develop the discipline to focus on meaningful activities instead of constantly reacting to distractions are often able to achieve more, experience less stress, and make faster progress toward their goals and dreams.
I completely agree, and I would add that building healthy habits also teaches valuable character traits such as patience, perseverance, responsibility, and self-control. Because every time a person chooses to do what is beneficial rather than what is easy, they strengthen their ability to make wise decisions and develop the mental toughness necessary to overcome challenges and continue moving forward despite obstacles and setbacks.
What inspires me the most is the fact that healthy habits can completely change the direction of a person's life. Because someone who starts with a simple commitment to improve just one area of their daily routine may gradually become more confident, more disciplined, more productive, more optimistic, and more capable of achieving goals that once seemed impossible, proving that extraordinary results often begin with ordinary actions repeated consistently over long periods of time.
That is very true, Mary, and I believe that one of the biggest mistakes people make is waiting for the perfect moment to start improving their lives. Because the perfect moment rarely arrives, whereas people who decide to begin with the resources, knowledge, and opportunities they currently have are much more likely to create momentum, build confidence through small victories, and eventually achieve significant personal growth that continues to benefit them for years to come.
In many ways, healthy habits are like planting seeds in a garden, Because although you may not see immediate growth after planting them, consistent care, patience, and effort eventually produce strong roots and beautiful results, reminding us that meaningful success is rarely the result of one dramatic action, but rather the outcome of countless positive choices made day after day with dedication and determination.
Exactly, Mary, and that is why people should never underestimate the power of daily habits, because the decisions they make every single day ultimately shape their health, their mindset, their relationships, their achievements, and their future, meaning that by choosing healthy habits consistently, they are actively creating a better version of themselves and building a life filled with greater happiness, purpose, success, and personal fulfillment.
One of the most extraordinary aspects of healthy habits is that they gradually transform not only what people do on a daily basis, but also the way they see themselves. Because every positive action that is repeated consistently reinforces the belief that they are capable of growth, improvement, and achievement, which eventually creates a stronger sense of self-confidence and personal responsibility that influences nearly every decision they make throughout their lives.
I completely agree with that, Mary, because when people commit themselves to healthy habits over an extended period of time, they often discover that the greatest reward is not simply achieving a specific goal, but becoming the kind of person who possesses the discipline, patience, consistency, and perseverance required to achieve many goals, which means that the habits they build today can continue generating positive results and opportunities far into the future.
Another important thing to remember is that healthy habits have a powerful influence on the people around us. Because when family members, friends, classmates, or colleagues observe someone making positive choices, maintaining self-discipline, and working steadily toward meaningful goals, they are often inspired to improve their own lives as well, creating a ripple effect that spreads motivation, encouragement.
That is a wonderful observation, Mary, and it reminds us that every healthy habit we practice represents a small but significant step toward building a future that is healthier, more productive, more balanced, and more fulfilling. Because success is rarely determined by a few major decisions made once in a while, but rather by the countless small choices that people make every day, choices that gradually shape their character, influence their opportunities, strengthen their abilities.
What many people fail to realize is that healthy habits are not merely routines that improve physical health or increase productivity, but rather powerful tools that gradually reshape a person's identity, mindset, and future. Because every time an individual chooses to wake up early, exercise regularly, eat nutritious food, continue learning, or remain disciplined despite difficulties, they are sending a message to themselves that they are committed to becoming the best version of who they can be.
That is absolutely true, Mary, because the real power of healthy habits lies in their ability to create lasting transformation through consistency rather than intensity. And while many people search for dramatic changes that can instantly solve their problems, the individuals who experience the most meaningful growth are usually those who understand that excellence is built through small actions repeated day after day, month after month, and year after year.
I also believe that healthy habits provide something even more valuable than success itself, which is the ability to maintain success once it has been achieved. Because reaching a goal is often easier than sustaining the behaviors required to continue growing and improving afterward. And people who develop strong habits learn how to remain focused, adaptable, and committed regardless of changing circumstances, enabling them to overcome setbacks, recover from failures.
Exactly, Mary, and perhaps the greatest lesson that healthy habits teach us is that our future is not determined by luck, talent, or occasional moments of inspiration alone, but by the choices we repeatedly make every single day, because those choices gradually shape our thoughts, influence our actions, define our character, and ultimately determine the quality of the life we build, proving that anyone who is willing to practice positive habits consistently can create remarkable change.
Perhaps one of the deepest truths about healthy habits is that they have the power to completely transform the trajectory of a person's life without that person even noticing the change from one day to the next. Because progress often happens so gradually that it becomes visible only after months or years of consistent effort. Yet when people eventually look back and compare who they have become with who they once were, they often realize that the simple habits they practiced every day have improved their health.
I couldn't agree more, Mary, because healthy habits are like a powerful force that works quietly in the background of our lives, shaping our future through countless small decisions that may seem insignificant when viewed individually, but become incredibly meaningful when combined over long periods of time. And this is why people should never underestimate the importance of seemingly simple actions such as reading a few pages every day, exercising for a short period of time, choosing healthy foods.
Another remarkable benefit of healthy habits is that they help people develop a sense of control over their lives. Because when individuals establish positive routines and consistently follow through on their commitments, They begin to understand that they are capable of influencing their future through their daily choices rather than simply reacting to circumstances beyond their control. And this realization often leads to greater confidence, stronger motivation, improved decision making.
That is such an inspiring perspective, Mary, because the journey of self-improvement is not about becoming perfect or never making mistakes, but about making steady progress and continuing to move forward regardless of challenges, setbacks, or temporary failures. And healthy habits provide the structure and stability that people need to remain committed to their goals even during difficult times, helping them develop resilience, patience, determination.
What I find especially motivating is the fact that anyone can begin building healthy habits regardless of their age, background, current circumstances, or past mistakes. Because positive change does not require perfection, extraordinary talent, or ideal conditions.
Exactly, Mary. And that is why people should remember that every great achievement, every inspiring success story, and every remarkable personal transformation is usually built upon a foundation of simple daily habits practiced with dedication and persistence, proving that the seemingly ordinary choices we make each day possess the extraordinary power to shape our destiny, define our character, and create a life filled with purpose, achievement, happiness.